I'm seeing that woman all the time, so I can see that difference. I often pick up a small baby or a huge baby. You just know it with the woman and what's proportionate in size to her. But a lot of these doctors don't see the same woman all the time. So they're reliant on these charts, but they don't see the bigger picture. That's the problem. We're missing the bigger picture. So like, you know, it's like, that's what we need to understand and bring that more up into our research and say, well, look, let's look at these charts. How many, nobody's measuring how many babies they're inducing for small for dates or comparing all their charts together to see if there's a fault with them. You know, it's like our medical profession has got this very narrow tunnel. Yeah, midwives are usually, if you're not in the realms of a medically managed or obstetric nurse, like the midwives who are doing like what Gail does, you know, the traditional midwives, their heads are way out here. You know, with their thinking, the way you put things together. But that just depends how spiritual and grounded you are yourself. You know, I find a lot of my midwives are not spiritual, they're not connected, and they're not grounded. But that's come from, like, doctor, tell me what to do. If I don't do it, if you don't do it this way, you're doing it wrong. Yeah, this is what's grown up in our culture, and we've got midwives fighting midwives and doctors, you know, trying to pinpoint faults all the time. This is our corporate systems that have taken our healthcare, where there's no trust, there's bullying, there's no bigger picture. You just obey, you know, and this is what we need to come away from as midwives. You know, we really need to stand our ground, and the future is going to change. I think it's going to change in the next few years globally, because we'll get away. We've got too much of the medical model, yeah, and too much interference, and a good midwife can prevent that interference, prevent that medical model. You know, we talked about diabetes. Well, you know, I give women choice, you know, when I tell them it's in the polycores drink and it's high sugar levels, and you know, there's no actual real cutoff danger zone for blood sugar levels. Yeah, you know, at one stage it was 7.2, and then suddenly now it's 8 point something, isn't it now? 8.2 or something like that. What's the cutoff now? They keep hiring it because you get more and more women with diabetes. Now, when I go back 20, 30 years ago, I was working in the Middle East, and women had blood sugar levels at 13 and they didn't do anything, and the babies were still fine. You know, so why are we doing all this? And you know, my question is, well, what is the cutoff? What is the dangerous level? You know, I think that women in India would usually have a higher baseline because of their diet and the genetics in that, not necessarily be diabetes if it's above that. You see, they're not looking at the bigger picture, and this is something that research needs to look into, to look at that bigger picture, and especially, you know, the culture and the diet. You know, does anybody rang India up and says, well, excuse me, what are your normal blood sugar levels compared to ours? You know, we need to compare. Okay.
Yeah. I think the main secret, Irene, is continuity of care. Like Absolutely. You said, the same midwife needs to feel, the same midwife needs to measure, because we all, when you're measuring in centimeters and millimeters and all that stuff, it's even doing a vaginal exam. My 4 centimeters might not be your 4 centimeters. I mean, yeah, and when you get lack of continuity of care, you can't assess the progress or the whatever. It's not. And then when in hospitals they change shifts, and so I say the lady's 4 centimeters, and the next midwife comes in and says, "Oh no, she's 6." Well, I don't think she changed in 10 minutes.
Or I've been called out at night and you know, oh, she's about to have a baby, and you get there and she's 1 centimeter because they can't.
I've had that too. I've had that too. Yes. One lady was having I went to her house and the other midwife said, Gail, this baby's not coming. And she's been pushing for an hour and she's complete. And I went in there and I said, oh, can I check? Can I check? And she was 1 centimeter. I don't know what the heck I was feeling.
When we go into labor and birth, what you know, we will go under, because I you know, the midwives, they don't understand that process. They're only working in the hospital for a few hours. I didn't understand the process until I did continuity of care. When you see those contractions stop and start and how they set up, they come up quickly, then you get the big ones and the little ones, and they might die off for 4 hours and then come back again. So they don't know what labor is and what labor isn't, what isn't labor, you know, and this is the problem that we have. And then we get misdiagnosis. We go, oh, this labor's slow. So then we get the oxytocin, and then we get the baby stuck because she's not really in labor. And then we get the C-sections. And time again, we get these same repetitive things coming through because those clinical skills are not there. And the reason I don't like to do vaginal examinations in labor and birth, unless there's a real medical problem, is that I remember being a student nurse and I went in and did a vaginal examination, and like I got this woman at like 4 centimeters, no 8, no, sorry, she was 8. And the obstetrician come in and says, she's only 4. Hang on a minute, you know, like, you know, I was pretty confident in what I was doing, and he said 4. So then I thought, right, I'm going to think about this. So with permission, some of the women that had a few babies, I said, look, I need to know what happens with the cervix. So do you mind if I just keep my fingers just slowly in here to see what your cervix does over a few contractions? I don't want to take it out because I just want to see what this cervix does. And to my surprise, this cervix went from almost fully to 8 to 4 to 3 to 6 to fully. That's what the cervix does. Okay, so there's no point in going in and doing a one-off vaginal examination and saying she's 4 centimeters and she's not going anywhere, because that's why when you turn your head, the baby arrives on the bed. You know, it's like, it can't be, she was only 4 centimeters and now the baby's arrived. You know, you need to understand birth, you need to watch the woman, you need to understand the hormones, you need to, you know, it's like a dance, it's like a story. And you know, as you come into these classes, you know, you're going to see all these videos that we teach the women, that actually teaches the midwives too about what birth is and how it works and how to manage it, and you know, the real physiology as we should be teaching it. Okay, so yeah, I think you agree with me, don't you, Gail? You agree with all this?
Yeah, I do. But you know, one thing that I would like to do now, I know this is a little invasive, but you know, you can get these little bitty thin wires with a light bulb on the end. Yeah. I would like to insert one into a woman's vagina, not open it with a speculum, just insert a little wire with a camera on it and a light bulb, and just let's watch the cervix and see what it does.
Well, you know,
that would make a great movie. That would make a great movie for us midwives, because we'd see what you're saying. We'd see that.
I think we need, just for like some research to be able to get an actual video of it. Now,
yes, that would be easy to do if you could get like a multip that's open and the little wire wouldn't hurt her. And we could say, can we leave this in for an hour and just see your cervix doing this, you know, on a screen? It would be fabulous picture.
Well, one of the what I kind of learned before was like, when I was looking after these women and all these things were happening, at least I got a little bit bullshit with the obstetricians, you know, when you come as, you know, you're not going in there again. So our obstetricians actually got to trust what we were saying, you know. And also it's like the positioning of the baby. I mean, you know, I'm going to talk to this Mary family I went to see postnatally, and I understand the Mary and the culture, and you know, the young girl was just 20 having her baby, and you know, the grandmother was in there and they were doing Maori massage and they wanted to do these things, but the obstetrician and the nurse had the woman pushed it on the bed. You know, the baby's heartbeat dipped as it does towards the end. Before babies come, the heartbeat will do a nosedive to about 60, and it can last for a minute and a half, because the baby loses that oxygen. But it's there in the hospital where these midwives panic.
Yep. Yep.
And the bottom line is they're afraid of birth. No matter
Yes.
how many years they've practiced, they are still afraid of birth. And this is something that we have to remove, yeah, because it's damaging to the woman. That family was so upset. I mean, like, when a woman has her baby, it's supposed to be a memory that she carries with her for the rest of her life. And she's going to remember this obstetrician running in the room and the midwife forcing her onto bed and telling her mother not to massage her or move her around. You know, what are we doing to women? Yeah, that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Okay. Has anybody out there got any questions? Anybody?
Yeah, I guess we have to ask questions randomly.
Yeah.
Randomly, we can ask one question from them. From Sarah, Hamida, or Nivitlita, Eliana, Zahra, Khawla, Mariam, Chrisberg, Jen, Parveen.
What about Mariam? Because I can see Mariam's
let's
face.
go.
Let's Mariam.
Sure. Please turn on your
Mariam,
video.
do you want to ask me something?
Yeah, please, or share your experience. We like to hear from you all, please. Please turn on your cameras, dear all. Please. Bye, Keith, Bikis, Eliana, Jen, Hawla.
That's better.
Wow.
We can't see you. All these
yeah.
beautiful midwives.
Yeah, midwife, nurse, whoever is here. We are so happy to see your beautiful face. Please turn on your cameras. We want to see you another 2 days. So we want to be more with you guys. Please turn on your cameras. We want to see you. Okay, Sarah, you want to ask question, please. You have to ask question actually, or you can share your experience. Please introduce yourself and please let us know from where you are joining us, Sarah. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, she's gone off.
Yeah,
we've lost Sarah.
Yeah, connected
She's
again.
back now. Okay, where's Sarah?
Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah, Sarah, you're audible. Yeah, please.
Where's your video? Your video's gone.
We saw your beautiful face.
Beautiful face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Put your microphone on. Your mic. You need to unmute your microphone.
Yeah. We are getting access to you, but I guess by mistake you mute it again yourself.
Yeah, she's muted. Put the microphone on. She's frozen. That's it.
Yeah. Wait, let me unmute you. Yeah.
Has she got it?
Hello.
We can't hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
No, can't hear you. We need your unmute yourself. Turn your microphone on.
Okay. It's on already.
Yeah, we can hear you, lovely.
Oh, you can hear you
lovely
now.
voice,
Okay.
yes.
Right.
I'm Sarah. I'm a midwife from Tunisia. I'm Tunisian midwife.
Wow.
Actually, I'm working in Saudi Arabia.
Very good.
Good.
And,
Which part?
well, yeah.
Which part of Saudi Arabia?
It's in Riyadh.
In Riyadh.
Yeah.
I was in Riyadh 30 years ago.
Wow. Oh my God. Which hospital you were?
The Security Forces Hospital on Satine Street. We opened that hospital.
Yeah, we know about it, that it's opened by an Arabic midwife. Also, I had experience with another nationality midwife. I was working in Kingdom Hospital, and they empower